Good morning, and thank you for joining once again to a new publication of results of LatinNCAP. In this opportunity, we're going to be presenting the one before the last publication before the end of the year 2025 in our 15th anniversary. As usual, we're going to start the publication with a video. So the cars we tested in these rounds, in this publication, Volkswagen Tiguan 6 airbags made in Mexico, Toyota Yaris 6 airbags made in Thailand and Brazil, and Toyota Yaris Cross 6 airbags made both in Indonesia and Brazil, and Kia EV4 6 airbags made in South Korea. Pure electric, this last vehicle. Summary: Volkswagen Tiguan made in Mexico, Toyota Yaris made in Thailand and Brazil, Toyota Yaris Cross made in Indonesia and Brazil, and the Kia EV4, which is made in South Korea. We start with the results. The Volkswagen Tiguan got 5 stars. And in this car, we have to highlight some points that we found in the test as orange just for the frontal impact protection on the driver's side. In this car, we found unstable structure and unstable footwell area as well. But despite that, the restraint systems in the way it worked, and they performed, protected and prevented serious injuries on both adult dummies. At the same time, it secured the necessary points to reach the 5 stars, but this need to be addressed by the car manufacturer. When it comes to the performance in the structure, as what we heard is not something that was expected. From the child occupant protection, we see almost full protection for the child dummies. However, as you can see in the image, we have seen interactions between the curtain airbags and both child dummies in the rear. We're recording data in only one of the dummies. And this is something else that was highlighted as something that has to be improved by the car manufacturer. Once again, not increasing or bringing any high risk of high values. Coming to the side impact, we are now watching the side impact in real speed and the slow motion movie. This car is equipped with 6 airbags, so side curtain and body airbags are standard for this car. And the performance of both of them showed a good full protection for the adult and the side impact. Also, the structure of this car was developed in such a way that prevents the intrusion of the cart into the compartment. As you can see here, the interaction of the curtain airbag and the child dummy, and this is what we pointed in the publication as well as a potential risk. Risk and values were not that high to bring a lot of massive point reduction, but some points were lost. Pole impact, we're going now to real speed and slow motion pole impact. This car, as it was mentioned, 6 airbags, the curtain airbags and the side body airbags perform very well to have full protection on the adult in this very stringent and demanding crash scenario. This vehicle is in size similar to the Tiguan in Europe, which is a longer base vehicle, replacing the previous Tiguan also made in Mexico. Whiplash, a vehicle offered good protection to the neck for the adult. You see here the good performance in the slow motion movie. And when it comes to pedestrian protection, also in general, the vehicle offered good protection with some areas, critical areas, going to the A-pillars and the windscreen. When it comes to the upper leg, we also think that can be improved. Lower leg also in general with good protection, combined with the A-B for pedestrians, gave a good score in the box. ESC for the car was also tested and rated without any challenges. Also, the Moose test performed in both scenarios showed good high-speed performance without any challenges for the car. And we are now watching the AEB systems on static vehicle, offering a robust performance, and also with moving braking vehicle, also with robust performance. We now see the onboard camera with the AEB and static target, and the warning system, which worked robustly in the different scenarios that the vehicle was challenged. Now with pedestrian, with unobstructed view, with also good and robust performance, and obstructed view child also with robust performance as well for the Tiguan. We're now seeing a different focus, a different camera, showing the good performance and response. Lane support systems, under conditions as we can see in the image, also performing very well. Road edge and lane support systems worked and performed very robustly in the different scenarios that were tested. This vehicle has a B as a standard. Blind spot detection also tested with success. This feature is optional, but in vast majority of cars is being equipped. The Toyota Yaris was rated with 2 stars. This car has 6 airbags as standard at least. It has a version with 7 airbags as well, but we tested the hatch and the sedan version. We're now watching the movie in real speed of the sedan version. And in this car, we found unstable structure and unstable footwell area as well. The vehicle, as explained, it was tested in both versions because they are coming from different plants. And in order to cover the results, both versions were assessed. When it comes to the adult occupant protection, the vehicle, in our opinion, could have had a better performance, at least in the structural performance of the car. And when it comes to the child occupants that we are watching now in the inside cameras, the protection offer for the child dummies was full. And this is very remarkable because the manufacturer has been following the global best practices, installing both child dummies rearward facing in all the tests that we performed. Important to say that this car is not offering a possibility of disabling the passenger airbag if you're installing a rearward facing child seat there. This explains the low score for child occupants. When it comes to the side impact protection, now in slow motion, the curtain airbags and the side body airbags perform a good performance, a good robust protection for the adult, which is something we recognize in these cars as being working well. And when it comes also to the side impact protection of the child occupants in both cars, the performance was on full protection for the child dummies. The intrusion in the side impact structure, we would have liked to see a less intrusion from the cart in the survivor space. And this is something that probably manufacturer can improve in future cases. This is a pole impact scenario on the hatchback version. Remember, the hatchback car was tested in 2021 by LatinNCAP and Brazilian-made version. And that time only with 2 airbags. The manufacturer standardized 6 airbags on the car. And this is actually the reason why we're being retested. This car is being retested with 6 airbag configuration in a pole impact. The performance was in general good, protecting mainly the head, which is what you are expecting and you need to do in this kind of scenarios, very demanding scenarios. And now we are watching the sedan version in the pole impact scenario, also securing good protection to the head of the adults, which is once again a very demanding crash configuration, short distance to stop the vehicle and prevent serious injuries in contact with the pole or bottoming out with the pole. And this manufacturer managed to do it very well. When it comes to the performance of the car in general, as it was mentioned, protection for the neck showed marginal protection for the whiplash, for the rear impact. And in terms of the different seats, we tested different seats because we have different platforms and different vehicles. When it comes to pedestrian protection, all the options were assessed. In general, the vehicle has enough score in the passive safety, pedestrian protection, improvements in the front, in the upper and lower leg as well. But the car doesn't have AEB on pedestrian or vulnerable road users, and that limited the score in the pedestrian box. When it comes to ESC, we are now seeing the ESC performance of the hatchback version. And now we are watching it with the sedan version, a different platform, on the ESC robot as well, with good performance. And when it comes to the moose test scenarios, on both cars also showed good performance at high speed. We're now watching the sedan version with good performance in different, as you know, we're running 2 different moose test scenarios and without any troubles getting to reasonably high speeds in these testing scenarios. When it comes to Toyota Yaris Cross, this vehicle is rated with 2 stars. And we've seen a marginal chest protection for the driver in the front and the pole impact test as well, with good protection for the neck in the whiplash. This car showed stable structure, but problems or challenges in the footwell area structure. In general, the vehicle offered good performance with the restraint systems in the front test, showing marginal protection to the driver chest. This manufacturer, Toyota, is in the same case as the Yaris, use rearward seating positions for both child occupants, using isofix and support legs, following the global best practices. And this showed also direct result in influence, offering full protection for both child dummies in the rear seats. Once again, the good performing seats combined with the standard isofix connectors of the car explain the result on the child occupants. Side impact protection, we are watching now a slow motion movie. And in this case, we see how the side airbags, which are standard, by the way, for body and head, manage to protect completely the occupant, the adult occupant in this scenario. And when it comes to child occupants, the side impact scenario also showed a full protection condition for both child dummies. In terms of the intrusion of the surviving cell, it's not as bad as in the other vehicles, but we would have liked to see a bit of less intrusion into this crash testing scenario. Pole impact for the Yaris Cross. The vehicle managed to protect well the head of the dummy, which is the main goal of this crash test, marginal protection to the chest. And overall, a good performance for the side impact protection for this vehicle. And this, once again, very demanding scenario that we are seeing is not just a pole impact, but also high vehicles impacting on the side, where you see the performance and the benefit of these restraint systems on the side protection. Whiplash for this car, it showed good protection. We are now seeing the slow motion whiplash, offering good protection for the neck. When it comes to pedestrian, in general, the vehicle showed overall robust and good protection for the different scenarios. The car has AEB that can work well also on pedestrian protection, but the amount and volume required is not enough for the manufacturer to score. So the vehicle showed overall good performances in pedestrian passive safety, as mentioned. ESC on the car showed no problems, no challenges. The car achieved a good performance on the ESC scenarios with the robot. And on ESC Moose test on the two different scenarios, the vehicle also showed good performances at high level speeds in the different scenarios. So now we move into the Kia EV4. This vehicle was rated 5 stars, adequate protection to the driver head and chest, and weak protection for the chest in the pole impact for the adults. Looking at the front test wheel speed, the vehicle offered stable structure, good performing restraint systems overall. We criticized the risk of the head impacting through the airbag, and this is why the vehicle has a yellow head, adequate protection to the chest. Overall, the rest of the vehicle in terms of the restraint systems for the adults is very good. And when it comes to the rear seat, we have both child dummies rearward facing, following global best practices for child occupant protection. Both seats are installed using isofix anchorages and support leg as well. And in both cases, it showed almost a full protection for both occupants. We're now watching the movies from the inside of the car, and we are now going for the outside of the car, top view, and we are moving now to the side impact real speed or normal speed. And now slow motion. The side airbags, thorax, and also the curtain airbags offered a good protection, full protection for the adult on the side impact. The structure behaved really well, preventing the intrusion of the cart into the surviving space. Both child dummies offered full protection in the side impact, as explained already, rearward facing seats, using isofix connectors and support leg as well. When it comes to door opening, of course, we see no door opening, and the structure performed very, very well, preventing the cart going into the surviving space of the occupants. We are now moving to the real speed pole impact. And now we are going to the slow motion pole impact, where we see the curtain airbags and the thorax airbags, both of them acting on time and very robustly to protect the head of the driver. In this case, we have noted weak protection of the chest, but it's not because of the restraint system performance. It's more because of a restraint system interaction with the dummy, what explains that the higher rib got this weak performance. But overall, beyond that, it's really good performance on this car, a very stringent and demanding scenario. We're now watching the whiplash test in normal speed, and good protection being confirmed also in the slow motion speed for the whiplash. Pedestrian protection in general for the car showed some or many areas with marginal and weak protection in the areas of the head. The legs were showing actually a reasonable good protection, but important to say on this car, which has AEB standard and AEB vulnerable road user as a standard, combination of pedestrian passive safety and active safety showed a good performance for the pedestrian protection box. When it comes to the ESC performance of the car, the ESC, we're watching now the videos on ESC, good performance without any challenges for the vehicle. Also, when it comes to the most test scenarios, ESC on most test scenarios, the vehicle showing good performance at high speeds in both cases, in both tests of the MOOS. We are going now to the autonomous emergency braking system test on static targets and also on moving braking targets, offering a good performance in both scenarios. Now from onboard camera on a static target, the vehicle responded very well to different scenarios, offering a robust performance on the AB. And once again, target braking with a different view, showing a good performance. When it comes pedestrian protection and unobstructed view of an adult, good performance, very robust performance for the car. And when it comes to the obstructed view child dummy, also a good performance, a robust performance for that scenario now on board camera as well. AB standard, lane support systems are standard in this vehicle as well. Lane support systems showed a good performance overall, and road edge detection support as well. Blind spot detection, as we are seeing now, also with good performance, meeting the requirements and detecting the motorcycle in a proper way. As a wrap-up and summary, the Volkswagen Tiguan 5 stars. We highlighted that the manufacturer has to improve the structural performance of the car, which will altogether with the other safety features still manage to keep the necessary points to get a 5-star performance. Also, courtesy airbag deployment in contact or in the potential interaction with rearward-facing child dummies has to be improved. But still, though, the score and the points and everything was enough to secure a 5-star for this car, which is a renewal or replacement of the old Tiguan, which was also 5 stars in LatinNCAP. The Toyota Yaris, we explained, we tested both versions, the hatchback and the sedan as well. The 2 stars is mainly explained because of the performance that the vehicle achieved in the safety assist box. The car has no speed limitation systems on board, and also the vehicle is offering AB, but the volumes are not enough to achieve scoring or to score points, and this explains the low score also in the safety assist box, which together with the scoring in general of the car is actually pushing the whole result of the car to just 2 stars. When it comes also to the structure of the car was rated as unstable, footwell area and the structure as well, and that's from our point of view has to be improved. And when it comes to pedestrian safety as well, pedestrian safety is counting on only passive safety because the active safety doesn't score points because of the availability of the AB systems in this vehicle. Coming to the Toyota Yaris Cross, the vehicle scored only 2 stars. Good structural performance of the car in general, and also good performance on the child occupants. But in the same side as the Toyota Yaris, the Toyota Yaris Cross does not have a disabling switch for the rearward-facing seats in the front passenger position, and that actually discounts and brings a lot of points and score down from the child occupant box in both cars. Also, when it comes to pedestrian protection, passive safety is okay for the Yaris Cross, but the lack of AB pedestrian didn't allow this manufacturer to score better in the pedestrian box. And when it comes to safety assist in this car, you don't have a speed limitation. Seatbelt reminders in this car got full points, unlike the Toyota Yaris that didn't get a full score or full performance on the seatbelt reminders as well. That's well later improved. But in both cases, the manufacturer did not have the speed limitation device, and also the volume of AB was not enough to score extra points on the safety assist box, and the pedestrian box as well could cooperate with more points. More availability of AEB systems would definitely bring a different scenario for this car, for both cars from Toyota. And last but not least, the Kia EV4 is the second electric car that we have in Latin America, in LatinNCAP, achieving a 5-star, and the third one for Kia in 2 years. In this car, we have to highlight the performance in general of the restraint systems. It is important to mention that the performance of the airbag of the driver's side in terms of the head interaction of the driver in the frontal test should be improved in our view. And also when it comes to the pole impact test, the chest protection has to be or can be improved as well. In the case of the Kia EV4 and the Volkswagen Tiguan, both have AEB and lane support systems as standard, and this is very remarkable as we are ending these current protocols with the current emphasis on full protection, on the passive safety, and also ADAS technologies as a support technology for driving. This has been the one before the last publication in this year, 2025, 15th anniversary for LatinNCAP. We thank you all very much for your support and for following up on our publications. We have one more publication to go before the end of the year. We thank you all very much for your support, and especially would like to thank very much the organizations that are supporting us, Bloomberg Philanthropies, FIA Foundation, and also Global NCAP and ICRT as well. To all of you, thank you so much. And until the next time, we see you in a few days in the future. Cheers. Bye-bye.